My name is Maya Joy KahNah, and I am a psychic who's on a mission to help everyday people achieve true love. And in today's video, I am going to be talking about the importance of releasing our romantic programs and our romantic expectations and our romantic distortions if we want to not only reunite with our twin flame, but if we want to be able to actually maintain a healthy relationship with our twin flame. So it's really, really unfortunate, but we live in a world right now and in a society where we are constantly flooded with messages about relationships. And almost all of these messages are based on distortions. These distortions wreak havoc on twin flame connections. If you bring in societal expectations and you bring in distortions about what relationships are supposed to be, if you bring these things into your twin flame union, you will not be able to make it work with your twin flame. And I see that even some people who are twin flame teachers themselves or who are really, really evolved are still holding major distortions that are influencing their ability to come into union. A lot of us hold distortions about relationships that are tied to gender roles. So for example, many people have the distorted belief that only men can initiate a relationship. Like, he has to come to me, or he has to be the one to reach out to me, and I just have to sit here and wait. I have seen this from some brilliant souls, and then what ends up happening is that they hold that distortion. And since, mind you, the entire purpose of your twin flame is to clear out every distortion, since that is the case, then what ends up happening is these people end up just waiting around. They may know who their twin flame is, but they're not willing to face that distortion that says that it has to be the man or the masculine that does certain things. And so they end up either not coming into union, or they end up delaying their union by months or even by many years or even decades. Another distortion that really runs rampant in the twin flame community is the twin flame sex distortion, which basically says that if I meet my twin flame, it's going to be the sexiest, most romantic connection that I have ever experienced, or the sexiest, most romantic connection in the whole of the universe. And so people carry around this distortion, and then what happens is either like that distortion ends up calling to them someone with whom they have a really great sexual connection, but who isn't their twin flame, or B, they actually do call in their twin flame, but when the sexual connection requires some healing, they say, oh, this isn't my twin flame, and I'm not going to go on because I know that with my twin flame that everything's going to be perfect and sexy, and it's just not. So I give up. The truth of the matter is that your twin flame is a mirror of you. If you have some sexual healing to do, your twin flame is going to bring that out in you, and that's very important healing to do. However, it's extremely unlikely that you are going to have a sexual relationship with your twin flame that requires no healing, because the entire purpose of the twin flame journey is to heal everything, and most of us are carrying sexual distortions. So if you really want to come together with your twin flame, it's really important to investigate what type of sexual beliefs that you're holding and what type of sexual energy that you bring to the table. I would say sexuality is one of the areas where we almost all are carrying so much distorted energy, because you can look all around in society. You can look in every single magazine, you can read every book, you can watch every movie, you can watch every channel on TV, you can do all of that and find almost no truth about pure sexual expression. Everything is a distortion. Like, there's so much sexual distortion that's about violence, or that is about power play, or that is about superficiality, about only physical appearance, or that is about mental things. Whereas a true, pure sexual connection is going to be only about the heart and soul energy that runs through our bodies and that is exchanged during sexual merging. You know, true sexual expression is about getting closer to God and to the God essence within us. And it's like you could read so many romance novels and you could watch so many movies and you'll never see that portrayed. You'll almost never see that particular truth portrayed. And most people believe if they just get together in the same room or they can just move in to the same house, then everything is going to be perfect and they're just going to have the perfect relationship and perfect partnership because they're twin flames, when in reality, the twin flame journey is probably one of the most challenging journeys that we could have as a soul in this dimension. And it requires constant work and constant maintenance and constant growth and constant evolution. And there's no end to that. Like, as long as we're here incarnated on this planet with our twin flame, we are going to be constantly evolving and growing and having to stretch ourselves. And if you hold that distortion that, oh, if I can just get into the same space as my twin flame, or we can just finally move together, finally start our relationship, everything will be perfect, then you will be sorely disappointed when you actually do end up like coming together and things are still really, really hard. So we've just got to be so mindful of what distortions and expectations that we are carrying. And speaking of expectations, I swear that with my twin flame, with Zaire, one of the first lessons that we had to learn when we met each other, it was just a crash course in have no expectations. It was so hard, like at the beginning, because we would always plan dates and things like that, and we would have the expectation that they were going to go a certain way or that they would be like a fairy tale quality to them, and things would just never ever go according to plan. Like everything that could ever go wrong would always go wrong, and we eventually realized that it was to help us heal, to help us learn to show up for what is there, you know, to show up for the energy that's there in our union rather than forcing, you know, certain scripts to play out or forcing certain expectations. My twin flame and I, we have been together since the day that we met. So about 4 years now, and we'll be getting married really, really soon. We never separated. We've never broken up in the process. We have had to rise to the occasion so strong. Like our little selves when we met and our little visions for our union, like we have had to constantly evolve that and become better versions of ourselves and raise the vibration of what our visions are. And we've had to learn to just let go entirely of all expectations about everything. What Zaire always says to people when they ask for twin flame advice is he always says, there are no rules. There are no rules. Like, just show up for whatever there is. And I think that if you're seeking to clear yourself so that you're better ready for union, you may want to align with that belief. There are no rules. There is no rule about how your twin flame has to show up. There can be no ultimatum. If you are truly loving unconditionally, that means that you don't have conditions about what the person is going to say or what they're going to give you for Valentine's Day. You need to have boundaries about how you let the person treat you. But you can't say, if the person says this or does this or that, then they're not my twin flame. Because the truth of the matter is, your twin flame is a person, a human. And while we're in this human condition, we're all imperfect and we're all working on healing ourselves. Yes, we're perfect at the level of the soul. But as soon as we enter this dimension, we are just bombarded with constant lies. Most of the things that people think are true in this world are exactly opposite of what's true spiritually. So you have to understand that your twin flame most likely is not going to meet your expectations. Your real twin flame is going to challenge every single expectation that you bring into the union. So I recommend that you bring in no expectations, to just show up and have gratitude and appreciation for whatever is happening, knowing that whatever is happening is in the highest order, and whatever is happening is the destiny of your union. And we can't always understand, why did this have to happen, or why did I have to experience this, or why did he or she say this or make me feel like this. We can't always understand that because a lot of it is happening for reasons that are beyond the comprehension of our physical mind. All these energies are being balanced from all of our lifetimes since the moment that we initially separated with our twin flame. And so there's just a lot of things that we need to experience. Sometimes our twin flame is going to say or do the thing that hurts us the most. In fact, most of the time that will be the case. And the reason is they're helping us to face our fear and to discover how strong we are and to become whole within ourselves. The other major source of clearing that we have to do is we have to clear through our programs that are within our mind. And these are beliefs that are actually not even conscious to us. We also have to clear through our programmed identities. So how many people do you know that just show up and they just play out a personality? Like maybe they got it from TV, or they're just copying a celebrity, and they're just saying what's hot, and they're just wearing what's hot, and they're just doing what society has told them to do. Do you know people like this? If you are someone like this, you most likely are not going to come into union with your twin flame, because to be with our twin flame, we can't act out a programmed identity. We can't, say what's popular or what we've been told to say and wear what we've been told to wear and act how we've been told to act, because if we're doing that, there's no benefit to the being in union anyway. So Spirit's not going to put us in union. If you're not prepared to be authentically who you really are and speak and act from a place of true authenticity with your soul, then you're not going to be with your twin flames. If somebody says something to you and you just hear yourself saying something in return without even thinking about it, just saying a mindless thing in return, that's a program. It means, somewhere along the way within society, you were programmed to respond in that way. Think about the ways that you behave that are just automatic, that are things that you don't even really think about. Start to observe yourself. That's a critical skill as a twin flame, is that you're able to step back and you're able to observe yourself, what you're saying and what you're doing, and to be honest with yourself about how true and authentic that is. That's a really, really important skill, because if you're not able to do that, then you most likely are acting unconsciously in all these different ways. And every time that we act unconsciously based on a program that we might have learned even when we were, a tiny, tiny little person, we were told you can't say this, you can't tell the truth, you've got to lie. That's a big one, right? That's a big program. If you find yourself just going to the store and feeling like, I'm going to buy this, I have to buy this. This is what I have to wear because I am this. I am a girl and I am in my 20s and this is what I have to wear. And you find yourself constantly putting on things that you are actually, if you were to be honest with yourself, you're really not comfortable wearing, but you just do it because you just don't know why. That's a program that needs to be cleared. If you're an out of the box person, you just came out of a box and you're the same as everyone else, and you're going to need to reverse that in order to have any sort of even close to healthy dynamic with your twin flame at all. I could go on all day and all night, and I could probably speak on this topic for the next week for you guys, but I don't want to bore you. So just needless to say, in conclusion, that you really want to set the goal as best as you can to clear out all expectations, to clear out your subconscious programs of your behavior, and to clear out definitely all and any and all distortions of relationships if you would like to truly come into union with your twin flame and to be able to sustain that connection and evolve to a higher state of relationship and a higher state of evolution as a person and as a soul. It is really my pleasure to serve all of you, and I hope that this video has helped you to become more self-aware and has given you some tools or understandings that will help you come together with your twin flame. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and namaste.